At first I loved it. Sharp writing, pixel charm, and a supernatural detective duo that felt ripped straight out of the lost LucasArts script. But by the end, I was rubbing every item on every hotspot like a ghost-hunting lunatic, just hoping for something that would work. The Darkside Detective starts strong, then loses its grip faster than Officer Dooley loses track of a suspect. Developed by a small Irish team at Spooky Doorway, the Darkside Detective blends a classic point-and-click adventure with detective noir and a generous helping of supernatural nonsense. Think Monkey Island meets The X-Files with a dash of Twin Peaks for good measure. The visual style is all retro pixel art, a smart move that leans into nostalgia while giving the developers room to focus on story and puzzle design. You play as Detective Francis McQueen, head of the underfunded and generally ignored Darkside Division. Each case is a bite-sized paranormal mystery packed with weird characters, oddball logic, and jokes that hit more often than they miss. The humour is self-aware, full of pop culture nods and fourth wall breaks, and somehow never feels forced.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please!
McQueen and his partner Dooley have that perfect odd couple dynamic, and the dialogue's generally funny throughout. Visually, the game nails the aesthetic. It's the pixel art that you get from the old retro-style games, one of my personal favourite eras of gaming. But it's not just style for style's sake, it actually adds mood, charm, and a sense of place. Backgrounds are full of hidden details, the character designs are surprisingly expressive, and everything just fits, in the game's offbeat tone. One of my favourite moments is a cheeky nod to Monkey Island 2, and if you know, well, you know. So, where does it go wrong? Well, the puzzles. That's where the things really kind of falls apart. What begins as quirky and clever soon descends into sheer guesswork. One early case has you opening a ghostly portal using a blacklight bulb, some runes, a lantern, and whatever else the game forgot to explain properly. It's not really a puzzle, it's kind of a checklist of random item combinations, and then that try everything on everything mentality doesn't really stop. It becomes like the entire game. You're not really solving mysteries, you're kind of brute forcing your way through them. The satisfaction of deduction is replaced with the trial and error frustration, and the pacing kind of nosedives because of it. Which is a shame, because there really is a good game in here. The writing's excellent, the setting's brilliant, and the world they've built is one I genuinely wanted to spend more time in. But the fun drains out fast when you're stuck. And not because the puzzle's challenging as such, it's just because it makes no logical sense. If you're a die-hard fan of classic point and clicks, and I suppose this game does kind of lean into that complete randomness of logic of those older titles, the kind of where moon logic is part of the fun, you might still get a kick out of this. But for everyone else, the charm wears off really fast, and I suppose you can look up online on how to solve things, and I must admit, I did do a couple of times. For those people, I suppose it could get quite boring quite quickly. The Darkside Detective has its charm, but it kind of lost its plot, and by the end, I was just clicking it in the dark. But if you're sorry, that was a really bad joke. Who wrote this? If you're craving a game that you knew exactly what it was doing, big hits, big characters, and no nonsense, then you'll want to go back to the arcade classics, and one game that body slammed its way into gaming history. So we're going to go back to 1991, where the only puzzle was how to survive a steel cage match. The video for that is on screen now, so go watch that next. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.